It is Tuesday, the 24th of October, 2017, and it is block height 491,525. Yes, yes. How you all doing on this fine Tuesday, Shinobi? What's up?
I'm still reeling in laughter, and I think I will be all week.
Yeah. Don't peak too soon, though. We'll get to it in good time. Rick, what are you up to, man?
Hey, man, yeah, I've got a lot more reading to do. You can't wipe this smile off my face. I've just been laughing and laughing and laughing. How's it going, man?
Yeah, all good here in Berlin. This will be our last day in Berlin. We're flying back tomorrow, and it's been a wonderful time, seriously considering moving here. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Last but not least, Aknix, is your mic working? Come in, over.
Yeah. I think I got my mic working. Just sitting over here trying to get these two metronomes to sync up.
Oh, yeah. Well, what you do, if you want your metronomes to sync up, you know how this trick works? You get some cans, you lay them on their side on a table, and you put a little board down, you put all the metronomes on, and you can start them out of sync. And then after a while, they'll start to synchronize. They'll go backwards and shift backwards and forwards on the cans. And it's beautiful to see. You can see videos of it on YouTube and such. Right, so metronomes. Let's get started with metronomes. What are we saying about the 1,000-year cryptocurrency? All hail the 1,000-year cryptocurrency. Here it is. Jeff Garzik in the house, bringing it to you. This is basically what Jeff Garzik would have designed with a clean sheet of paper, in his words. So this is like all the lessons he's learned from Bitcoin. You know, it's just the MySpace. We're still waiting for Facebook. So this is his idea. Go on then, monkey. Get out.
Yeah, I mean that blockchain thing. I mean that has it's nothing to do with security. It just gets in the way. Why do you need a single blockchain for a coin or a system? I mean, you just put it on all the blockchains. I mean, like, oh my god.
Yeah,
this concept it's so ridiculous.
Well, explain it. Well, what is it?
It's
like it's an ERC20 token or what? And you can go between chains. So you've got like cross atomic swaps, whatever.
See, that's the funny thing. This article paints it as if it is some completely adaptable token that can exist on any chain, can migrate and work between any different chains. But when you go look at the white paper, it's an ERC20 token with one of these weird, complicated auction mechanisms to just pump the price. And they're going to keep 2 million of the coins. But the issue is the bold claims in this article, as an ERC20 token, this is only compatible with an Ethereum fork or a chain specifically designed to function exactly like Ethereum. Like, you cannot take this and just drop it onto Bitcoin. You can't take this and just drop it into Monero. This is not something that is just compatible with every fork out there. This is just an Ethereum token.
So it's not one coin to rule them all, but I thought this was going to solve all our scalability issues and do cross chain things. In case my one chain broke, I could just run over to this other chain and it would be fine because one chain rules them all.
Yeah,
right?
monkey. Look, I think the idea is that if you don't want to like be exposed to like Litecoin and Bitcoin, you can hedge and you can like, you know, go from one coin to the other without needing to use a centralized exchange where you're paying fees, right? I mean, don't tell me this is just some bullshit idea by somebody that's got like name recognition in the industry just so he can raise 200 million for his bro down.
It completely is. I mean, like, think about this. It's a token. It's issued on the Ethereum chain. Okay, you have a token supply now. You have rules for issuing it. How the hell do you move that over to another chain partially and then keep that coin supply reconciled across all of these different chains? Like, how do you make sure that all of these chains can interact?
It's cryptographic magic.
Okay, well then why does this white paper claim that if you move things over to a different chain, issuance will magically reconcile itself? So let's say there's 50% on Ethereum and 50% on some other magic chain, that half of the supply gets issued on either. So you have 50% of the new issuance happening on Ethereum and 50% on the other one. Why does it also say in the same place that you can have a fork of this and change the issuance schedule for a new immutable implementation of Metronome. Why does it say that they don't know how multiple coexisting forks would affect the issuance policy after making those two previous claims and encouraging people to just try it and see what happens? Like, this is the most ridiculous scam on earth. And to like get into the technicals, like how do you guarantee that there's compatibility for like SPV proofs to show things across chains? How do you reconcile the differing security levels to protect against reorganization across all chains this is part of? How do you manage the software complexity to have wallet clients that are able to deal with all the chains this could potentially spread across to? How do you manage fee estimates for something like that?
Dude, we
Like,
just
how
see
the
what
hell is an
happens.
exchange going to support this? How is an exchange going to support this? You could be sending it on Ethereum or Magic Voodoo coin or whatever chain out there. Do they even support the base coin that you're going to be sending it on? Well, hey, wait a minute. Doesn't that have implications for the fungibility and the price of that? What if the exchange doesn't support shitcoin A? They only support shitcoin B and C, but all your tokens are on shitcoin A. What are you going to do there? Like, it's insane.
I really like this graphic. Like Bitcoin, under the section of self-governance, you got like Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Cripple, Zcash, and obviously Metronome at the end. And under self-governance, it says Bitcoin is self-governed, but has many groups looking to exert undue influence. Who's he talking about?
Is he talking about himself? Oh my God.
Yeah, I think he might be. I think he might actually be talking about the NYA there.
Wait, is he demonstrating some self-awareness in this?
He might be like, fuck
What?
you, I'm not into that. I didn't sign up for listening to a bunch of toxic trolls on the internet. I'm going to do my ICO now. I'm going to get my bro down on, and I'm not playing with this whole NYA thing anymore. Looks like
so
a
he's
little
taking
gig.
his ball and going home?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Oh, joined by Theo.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What's going
What's
on
up?
in Rare Pepe land?
What's up? What's the topic?
Yeah.
Metronome.
Oh,
Jeff
the
Garzik throwing
1,000-year cryptocurrency. The 1,000-year cryptocurrency.
But you were talking about how this is something new. Like, is this anything new? Like, they're talking about the first cross blockchain. Like, I just don't understand that either, because we got Lightning channels that are coming up, and we got atomic swaps. So
And Decred, very importantly, already did it. So,
Yeah, sure. There's atomic swaps, and yeah, what I'm not really well. Anyway, whatever, they're doing an ICO. Let's see. I'm sure they'll raise a lot of money. Did you already go over the advisor list? I mean, it's really quite the team. It's an amazing team. Now, show that picture again of that list. I mean, the mix of interests. I mean, they've covered all bases. I mean, they've got, hedge funds. They've got Bitcoin developers. They've got people that have done successful ICOs, at least successful in raising a lot of money. I mean, they've covered about everything, and it's kind of weird, actually, the selection that they have. Someone put that picture up. Where is it? Oh wait, hold on.
Dude,
Let me find it.
it's from Gupta to Mugli. They got it. They got it covered.
Exactly, from Gupta to Mugli, they've got it covered. Okay, just read off not the names, but just the associated companies. I'm on my phone. It's too little for me to read.
It doesn't say the companies, actually. Just has that. I can read off their job titles. We've got Chief Cryptographer, Peter Vicenes. Yes, of course he's a cryptographer. That's always what I thought he was. And it's just look at these spaces, look at them. So where's Gupta?
Wait, Tapscott is on there. We got Tapscott, Gupta. Who else? I mean, this is crazy. A team wow, that's crazy. Garzik. I mean, it's really the Rockstar Hall of Fame crypto ICO team here. I mean, this is going to be mega.
Yeah, except he's not going to be doing it anymore. He's not going to be advising.
Is that
anymore.
bottom right guy? Is that or is that not the ICO guy? Do they have the actual ICO guy?
I saw that
They
too.
do.
Moogly, yeah, they have the actual ICO guy, Moogly. He has a book about blockchain. You can get it on Amazon. You know, and he has that famous picture that, of course, our friend Mike in Space, again, another shout out to Mike in Space, made a cool meme with Moogly on one half and Mike in Space in the other half of him sitting down with his legs crossed the same exact way. I don't know, remember what his meme said, but it's funny as hell. But yeah, they
And
have
so-
the ICO guy.
And so we test for authenticity. You know, we got to make sure that the Moogly's there.
Oh god. Okay, so the main innovation is that it's cross blockchain, and what is the other innovation? Is it its own chain too, or is it on top of one? Is it proof of work? Is it delegated?
It's a drum roll ERC20 token on Ethereum.
Oh my God, no.
It's not Bitcoin.
But
that's its selling point. It's not Bitcoin. It's what you would have made after all you learned all the mistakes that you had from Bitcoin's governance breakdown. There's no ownership. Nobody controls it. It's all with smart contracts. And actually, you've got enough runway here that you can just make, get your bro down on, just make lots of claims, and then just let it all kind of fade out. And people have short memories in this industry, and then you don't produce anything. I think that's the plan, right? Just raise lots of money, make lots of promises, don't deliver on them, let everyone forget, but then bro down.
You can see it on their timeline on that sheet too. It just like after.
Well, they've got 1,000 years. To be fair, they've got 1,000 years to pull this off.
Well, that's what they
Plenty
say.
of time to bro down.
That's
got
what they
plenty of
say.
time.
1,000 years? Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, it's 1,000-year cryptocurrency.
That's the claim.
Okay, now hold on. Does anybody know how many years out the Civic road plan is? Because that was also a ridiculous amount of years. So it was something like 10 or 20 years. I mean, in
That's not
crypto,
1,000, though,
yeah, but
That's
yeah,
not
okay, but
1,000, come on.
I mean,
Oh,
Oh, no.
we lost two. I think they got taken down. There might have been like a
Oh,
sniper.
God.
Yeah, man.
Oh, God.
Metronomes are
Get
coming
away
for
from the
us.
windows, guys. Get away from the windows.
Swiftly moving on. All right, US regulators, something. Who posted this story here?
One of the heads of Block. Oh my God! What's that? What's that? What is Matthew Roshik's name doing on an insider trading thing from the SEC? Holy shit!
Who is he? He works at Block. What's Block?
Oh man.
Isn't that Jeff Garzik's company? Oh gosh!
Yeah.
Oh golly! Oh geez!
Oh geez!
so
Okay,
does anybody know if the private pre-sale is over?
Oh no, hadn't
It
begun.
hasn't even started yet. There's
Yeah, but
plenty of time
The
for it.
pre-sale might have started. We need to get the inside scoop. So, guy, I know since they're really they have a lot of time, so of course they're watching our show. Someone go into their Slack and pretend that you want to buy the private ICO round, so we can get all the metrics. Okay. Thanks for viewers helping us.
Yeah,
Well, oh geez,
yeah.
I don't want to get in trouble like Matthew over here, with the SEC. Oh geez.
All right. So what is this? What is this insight? That's just a lot of words, maybe. Just give me the TLDR.
He's
on it.
essentially Blue Rhino is a company that sells natural gas, and there was some insider information taken by Mr. Matthew, which he then traded on for his own personal profit, and he got in big trouble for it. So I think this is kind of an interesting thing to point out with Block's involvement with Metronome, considering the fact that, oh, wait a minute, isn't Jeff Garzik and Block at like the central focal point of all this toxicity in Bitcoin? Didn't they just spend like half a year causing all kinds of trouble for this whole ecosystem to just pull this magic rabbit out of a hat that solves all the toxic problems of Bitcoin? I mean, anybody else seen the parallels there?
There's a limit to how much of the crypto Alex Jones you can be in one day. So, it's quite a conspiracy theory here, saying that they caused a problem and are offering the antidote via ICO.
I stand by that. I stand by that assertion, Theo. Yeah. I've got documents. I've got inside government documents, Theo. Don't you question my government documents.
Do you have
Okay.
supplements
Okay,
for sale as well?
We'll get to that at the end of the show.
And Putin, what's he up to inside the Kremlin?
Well, he's setting up some regulations for cryptocurrencies there. He, they put out a statement from the Kremlin going over 6 points to set up regulations for cryptocurrencies there. And they want to implement a tax code for mining operations, which, I'm pretty sure that just relates to big mining operations because it'd be kind of hard to get every single person with a miner. And it looks like they also kind of, like we were proposing, they want to get everybody into one centralized exchange. And an interesting thing about it was they were talking about how citizens, they're planning on putting in the regulations for securities first, and they want people to get in through these tokens before they get into, I guess, Bitcoin or whatever crypto they want to get into. And just last little thing from it was they wanted to create like a sandbox to test all these technologies and see how they could properly regulate them. But yeah, it's an official statement, so it looks like we're actually starting to get some regulations in the Russian area. Oh yeah, just this is supposed to cover Russia, Belarus, Armenia, Kazakhstan, and Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
That's where the Kaiser's from.
So yeah, for Max Kaiser, I guess. I mean,
right.
Right.
Yeah.
But the price hasn't really moved, and then Malta's doing the same thing. And I think I read, another jurisdiction is also like putting in regulation for ICOs. I think a lot of governments around the world are, really kind of wising up to this and getting on top of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, Kazakhstan's right there next to not China, but Mongolia, which we know a lot of the Chinese mining operations kind of happen in Inner Mongolia. And, so yeah, I could see definitely some maybe regulations across the area there.
Also from the UAE, this just came up on the terminal. Apparently it can be used for money laundering, like dollars, apparently. Wow. I know, right? Now, what's happening? What is Gemini going to do with Segwit 2x? What are they going to name it, and what are they going to call the legacy chain? Anyone know?
Well, to my knowledge, they are sticking with the initial policy that they had for this back when they were trying to file for their ETF, that within 48 hours, they will decide which chain has the highest work or which chain is most likely to have the highest work and lock that in. So within 48 hours, what miners do for a span of 2 days, or their arbitrary interpretation of what miners will do after 2 days, defines what is Bitcoin for Gemini.
Also, it says what happens if the hashing power shifts back to the original chain though? Then what are they going to do? They're going to get wrecked.
I don't know.
Orphan chain.
Jameson Lamp actually asked them that on Twitter, and then their Twitter account went quiet.
Yeah, it's probably just from by social media lackey there. That's why. And so they're calling Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And they're not going to. What are they going to call the other one?
No, they're going to call the one with the most cumulative difficulty.
Oh, okay, all right, I see. Okay, so they're going to wait. And if there's an emergence of 2 coins, then what happens?
Well, I believe they'll let you withdraw the minority chain, but again, they're standing on this arbitrary decision that they will make based on hash rate within 48 hours to decide what's defined as Bitcoin.
Theo, should we produce like a rare Pepe card for this?
I mean, anyone can make a blockchain trading card without the authority of the Rare Pepe Foundation. But I just wanted to say that they should just use the ticker SOV. Satoshi Original Vision, and then it's clear.
Yes.
SOV. That is the new ticker of whatever you want, whatever the original vision is. So however you interpret the white paper as the original vision, then just call it SOV coin. That's a really, Shinobi, that's a really weird thing with the 48 hours. Why 48 hours? Why not 36 hours? Why not?
I have no idea. It's arbitrary.
Well, you have to put a limit at some point, but I don't know. I mean, well, how much would it cost to rent, a ton of hash power for 48 hours? I mean, you can definitely rent it, even if it's not, publicly known. I mean, if you just have the money, you can rent hash power, just, find someone with a farm and offer them more than what they will earn to a point.
Yeah.
And they will do it.
280 blocks you've got to mine that's 2 days worth of blocks. That's quite a lot of energy and electricity. But if you do it and you pull it off, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, because if you're a large exchange and you're saying, right, I'm just going to back the one that has 48 hours of, accumulative difficulty, then you can just gain that, rent the hash power, and now you've got the new Bitcoin, right? Because you've said it, and everyone wants to go with what this big exchange is going to go with, and all the rest follow in line. It forces everybody else's hand, right?
Is this 48 hours from the first block?
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I was actually see, this is another thing. Like, this has been their consistent policy pretty much since they originally developed a policy on dealing with forks prior to their ETF filing. So, I mean, it's at least a consistent kind of stupid.
Yeah, I think this is pretty dangerous, and I think it sets a dangerous precedent, because I'll be worried about what they're going to do in the event that, people try to game this system, get Gemini to kind of commit themselves to a particular chain based on this kind of arbitrary 48-hour thing, and then all the other exchanges are left arguing about, well, shit, if they've done it, now that kind of makes us want to do it, and then everybody has to do it. Otherwise, Gemini has to do a U-turn. I think probably my gut tells me that when it comes down to it, they'll probably just get cold feet and just back out and say, okay, fine, Bitcoin's the chain. And we'll probably get lots of silence. There'll be huge volatility on the market running up to their announcement. And then it'll just kind of, yeah, whatever, just Bitcoin,
Well, I think they know it's silly because look how long they took to announce it,
Well, see, I was worried about this with the ETF filing, because like the way that they were trying to structure that was essentially use Gemini as the price index for the ETF. And seeing as the ETF's policy is, in the event of a fork, they make an arbitrary or hash rate determined decision within 48 hours. Like that's especially reckless.
Mm-hmm. All right. So staying with the topic of 2x, who's this Brian Hoffman guy and what's he saying?
I don't know. He did some weird eBay thing that, like, I heard people don't really use a lot.
Wait, no, he didn't make eBay, did he? He
So,
made
some eBay thing.
Some bizarre thing. Some like weird
OpenBazaar. Come on,
an OpenBazaar.
OpenBazaar.
Yeah. Which nobody uses. It's just like a big hello world.
Yeah, but they have been developing it. I'm going to give them some credit. They have been, continually adding to it. Yeah, currently I don't think a whole lot of people use it, but they have been working on it. I believe it's open source. So that's cool.
It's really cool. Amir Taki came up with the idea, and then it was like, taken on by people that are a little bit more, how should we say, pragmatic and corporate, and recognize the need for funding and money and bending over a little bit when one needs.
They did get some funding. They did get some funding. They didn't do ICO. It was pre-ICO hype.
Yeah.
They did get some funding, but
they?
not a ton. But I don't think they got a ton of funding. We can go look. But yeah, anyway, Brian Hoffman is commenting. Also, on a side note, Brian Hoffman somehow suddenly kept on getting Twitter followers. I think he has like 20,000 now. And he said he had to turn his Twitter profile to private or something so that people stopped following him, because he got like attacked by follow bots. Now, I don't know if this has to do with his musings about scaling or whatever, but it could be related.
I think likely, and we were busting his balls, but I've said this on the show before. OpenBazaar is a good idea. It's just something that they tried way too early. There just isn't the actual user support for it yet.
Yeah, indeed. So is he sticking with 2x, or what's he doing? What's his policy on it?
Looks like
to my knowledge, he'll be. He's backing out of it. It's just he hasn't issued a longer form statement yet. I do believe that's something he's actually working on right now. Just gotta wait and see.
So given all the shit that's happening with Garzik doing this ICO, it's kind of weird. Do we get a sense that people are just kind of leaving the NYA and it's just kind of this slow peel off effect? What about Charlie Shrem? We haven't really heard much from him recently.
Yeah, I mean, it's like an anonymous Dragon's Den member said many months ago, we're gonna get SegWit and a pretend hard fork.
Pretend hard fork. All right, so he's leaving. Charlie Shrem's gone a bit quiet, and this whole kind of thing with Garzik as well. And what do we think this is going to do for the market? Like, how's it going to react? Because we saw what happened yesterday, all that drama over Bitcoin Gold. You did see price action, right? People did, close their shorts if they thought they were going to be liable to pick up, to pay back the lenders on Bitfinex. And I can't help but feel that with these anticipated hard forks, people just buy the coins because they see it as a dividend payment, right? So they want these coins so they get some free money at the end, and then they just dump it on the block height. And I don't know, if 2x doesn't happen, how many people do you think have invested in Bitcoin just for that?
I don't know. I think it'll be confusion because you got, like you just said, that whole aspect of things, but I'm also willing to bet there's been a decent amount of people selling over fear that the fork will go south. So I think, like, if this just completely craps out and it's not going to happen, and that's just 100% clear, I think there'll probably be a little bit of wrestling in the markets over people who bought in specifically to get the fork coins, and maybe those who exited because of the risk of the fork, kind of like shuffling positions on the map, I guess.
I don't really know I can't really say what the price action will be. But what I think is interesting is to think about the narratives that people will try to create after whatever happens or doesn't happen happens. For example, let's say there's a scenario where 2x doesn't happen and the price goes down. Well, then we can see narratives like, see, the market wanted 2x. You guys are just trolling. You blocked it. You're censoring. And then if 2x happens and the price goes up, well, they can see, like, see, the market is reacting positively to 2x. So, there's definitely those kind of narratives that can be built out of it in a political way. And I don't think those narratives are going to don't affect the price. They just react to what happened in the market, and people, frame a narrative around it to position themselves, I think. So I think we could see some funny articles like that. And they might even be taken seriously as arguments for somewhat. So let's say that we do get a big sell-off for whatever reason. Then and 2x doesn't happen. Well, then they can just blame all the people that didn't support it.
Yeah, I get the feeling that our community and so on, we would probably be very happy if it got called off. But then, where's the money going to go? Where's the big money? Where's that sentiment lying? And I don't know. My gut says right now that we're very toppy up here near 6,000, and we've pulled back a little bit already. We're forming what looks like, could be a bull flag. We could go on and take on 6,200, but I don't think so. I feel like this is a very sentiment driven market. And when I've been listening on Whalepool and other chat rooms, I think people are very tentative up here. So I would be interested to read what happens as a result, what the money really thinks, and if we go down, like Dia says, as a result of SegWit not being SegWit 2x not being activated, then I think that will be an interesting signal to me. Right, guys, final thoughts of the day today.
Who the hell does Jeff Garzik think he's fooling?
Not his bank manager.
Yeah.
His bank manager's going to be very happy.
Everybody, you need to up your game. 1,000-year roadmap is old now. We're talking 5,000 years next time. So your next roadmap, up your game, plan out 5,000 years.
Yeah, the 5,000-year cryptocurrency. I mean, shit, we could be a gas in like 10 years, let alone 5,000 years. I don't know what we're going to evolve into, but that's what you get for thinking linearly instead of exponentially. Right, Bello, come on. What are you saying? Going on here?
Nothing at
No?
all. No.
You just thought you'd hang out, just chill out?
Hang out, just be disappointed in the state of everything.
Oh. What are you disappointed in?
Just Bitcoin, you know?
You don't like it? You don't like Bitcoin?
I fucking love Bitcoin.
What are you disappointed in Bitcoin for? What's happening that's upsetting?
I'm not disappointed in Bitcoin. I'm disappointed in the community surrounding it and all of the attempts to kill it and create some new thing and call it Bitcoin and kick Bitcoin out the door.
So you weren't a big fan of Bitcoin Gold then, I take it?
I mean, I don't care about that really because, I mean, that's not really, I don't know, I didn't really take that seriously. It's just an airdrop, right? What's it going to do?
Yeah, they're not trying to take over Bitcoin, right? They're just trying to do their own project.
Yeah, I mean, well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what they were trying to do, but like I didn't have much expectation in it, you know, after Bcash. Just figured, okay, what the hell? It's another free money airdrop.
Yay,
Was it
more
the
free money.
metrosexual gnomes gotcha?
Oh, the metrosexual gnomes, Hacknick. You've been talking about this all day on the chat room. I heard you.
Yeah, you know, it's just I think we're gonna have a lot more humor out of this. A lot more humor to come. Like we had an hour-long discussion about metrosexual gnomes in the chat. It was great.
Yeah, what on earth, what was all that about? I was listening to you. Which chat room were you in?
Which one? Mumble or TeamSpeak? I think
Yeah,
that
one of
was
the-
Mumble.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
the premium content goes down in the Mumble, you know.
Where was the graphic that somebody sent me earlier? And I said to you, Rick, like, oh, that's like a good idea for that. Let me go find that.
Yeah,
yeah,
that
it's
was
Duringo.
funny. I just like had that
Duringo,
poker idea
yeah.
in my head.
Oh, damn it, I can't find it now. I tweet too much. That's my problem. But anyway.
You know what? Final thought, real quick. Just because what Velo said, you know, it does hit me too. Just because you see these people attacking Bitcoin, and one thing I got to remind myself every time is I know Bitcoin is stronger, and I know in the long run these attacks it will show Bitcoin's strength. And so, you know, I understand it's upsetting, but it'll be good in the long run.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with that. Like, I believe in it wholeheartedly. It's just, yeah, it's just frustrating. It's like, you know, knock it off.
I'm with you.
Indeed.
Yep.
Knock it off. Stop doing it.
Right,
Or just keep
but
doing
hold
it.
on,
We'll
hold
just
on.
keep on bouncing back.
Chris, the breaking news. Okay, we're gonna have a live
Yeah.
demonstration on air of Metronome.
Oh, I'm down. Oh, that's it? Oh,
That's
that
good.
was...
Not really keep
Pretty
telling
upbeat,
you time,
man.
though, is it? Yeah, your rhythm sucks. But good try. Good try. Right, have you got it all out? Do you feel, was that a catharsis? Is everyone happy?
Yeah.
Cool,
Feeling good.
good. So all that's left to do is for me to say thank you to all of the panelists on today's show, and thank you for watching and paying attention and really just trying to support us. If you enjoyed what you saw here today, you can hit the like and subscribe button, but remember, only if you want to. See you next time. Bye. Say bye, everyone. Bye.